Hey, what's up guys? So it's a quick video today. This is how my meal prep looks like. I've made penne with beef. It's about 40 grams of protein each serving. I also eat eggs with whey protein, and this is my pre-workout. That's amino. So pretty much that's all I eat. This is probably I try to eat 3 or 4, sometimes um, 5 meals a day. We'll see. So this might last me for like 2 days maybe. We'll see. So with that being said, this video is going to be about nutrition. I know in the previous videos I mentioned that I will be talking about nutrition later in some videos, so this is the video that you've been waiting for. So let's go. Nutrition, right? So you saw this meal prep. So this helps me a lot with saving a lot of time and money. At least at my point in my life, right? Because like obviously ideally I would probably just want to have a chef at home, or someone who can help me with meal prep and just do it, but from what I have to do right now, I just do it myself at home. This saves me a lot of time because I don't have to, cook every 3 hours or 4 hours. In the morning, I would have to cook at daytime, lunchtime, and then dinner time, and then maybe before going to sleep, I would have to cook again. So, it just saves a lot of time for me. And also, like if you imagine going to the restaurant, like driving to the restaurant during lunch break, waiting in line, getting an order, waiting for server to give it back to you, eating it, and then tipping that server, driving back to the office. You're wasting. Sometimes I'm looking at my time, like an hour, and then instead, if I have this in my cooler at work, it takes me about, let's say, 2-3 minutes. It's warm in a microwave, and I can just eat it. So that way it's more convenient. And also I don't have the decision fatigue, so I don't have to think about, oh, what I'm gonna eat, or like, oh, I should probably eat some Mongolian food, or maybe I should eat some Polish food, or whatever food so it takes that like decision fatigue away. So it's easier for me to stick with my diet, and it's healthy. I know what I've made into the meal, instead of like just going out, eating in the restaurant. You never know what you're eating really, because I worked in a restaurant, so I know how it is as a chef. Sometimes the salad was in a cooler for 3 days. You never know what you're eating. And also they put a lot of unnecessary vinegar, unnecessary sauces to spice it up sometimes, so that way it can last longer sometimes, or kill the taste, so that way it doesn't taste that bad. Like if there was meat that's been there longer. So you gotta be careful when you eat outside. Like that's why I try to eat at home mainly, just so that way it's healthy. I know what I'm eating, and I can control better. So I know a lot of people have no idea about nutrition. They think like, oh, it has some pasta in it, or like it looks like unhealthy food. A lot of people just don't have no idea. Like pasta is actually good for you, I believe, at least for me. It has enough carbohydrates that I need. It's about 70 carbohydrates in each serving, which I really need. Gives me stable energy throughout the day, instead of crashing with some sugary foods. Donuts, those are really unhealthy foods, I believe. Processed foods, donuts, shakes, milkshakes, or whatever, smoothies with a whole bunch of ice cream and all the other junk. That's real junk. This is not. This is healthy. So a lot of people just say random stuff that have no idea about nutrition. So I wanted to get that out of way. Now with eggs, let me a little bit explain what I've learned. I don't know if you've watched that movie Rocky 1, Rocky 2, right? Rocky Balboa. He's like, the montage getting ready for the fight, boxing fight, and he wakes up early and like raw eats raw eggs in the morning. That's kind of where I first got an idea. I'm like, wow, raw eggs, oh, that's cool. Now I make shakes, smoothies with, not smoothies, sorry, protein shakes with 2 raw eggs, 1 scoop of protein powder, which has about 25 grams of protein. And I'm very heavy on protein. I think we should eat, I mentioned in the previous video, 170 grams in my case of protein. If you're 200 pounds, you should eat 200 grams of protein every day. So I've done some research and I've discovered that in a lot of Asian countries, they have very low protein diet, unfortunately, just because it's probably very expensive to find high protein products in Southeast Asia, for example. And they've discovered that, I don't know if you've been there, but I've been there and I saw people are shorter, they're skinnier, they have less muscles, they're less masculine, they're less manly, and they have less bone density and just look very soft. And with high protein, that's what I've learned. Especially, like, for example, I looked at Mongolians. Historically, they had very high protein with a lot of meat. They used to hunt, they used to drink a lot of milk products, dairy products, a lot of meat, pretty much, right? So horse meat and maybe other, sheep, I don't know how you call it. I don't think they had pork, but beef definitely. Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of countries that have very high protein diets, and they look on average taller. If you look at the tallest by average heights of men in each country, you would see some similarities to those countries. So about nutrition, yeah, I try to just stick to organic foods, natural foods, without any processed foods. You try to avoid anything that has been in cooler or on shelves longer than a week. If your food can stay there for a month, that's really probably not a good food. Like, imagine instant noodles. Instant noodles can stay on the rack in the shop for like 2 months, and you maybe accidentally took that part, and then you kept it in your apartment for another 2 months. So it's been there 4 months now, and you got hangover one day and you wanted to eat instant noodles, and like, it's been there for 4 months. So like, I try to avoid foods like that. If you think about, for example, an apple or a banana, and you had it in your apartment for 1 week, it goes really dark brown and then black. After a week you can't really eat it. After a month, there's no way you can eat it, right? So you want to eat things like that. That's organic, natural. If you cut some beef, you brought some beef and you put it, without putting it into the cooler, just on the shelf in your apartment, you left it there, after a week, you can't eat that, obviously. So that's the test. You want to eat something that it's gonna go bad in a week if you leave it not in the cooler, but just outside of the cooler just for a week. So that's my strategy or philosophy when it comes to eating healthy. Just avoiding processed foods, avoiding sugary foods, sodas, I don't know, smoothies, ice creams, snacks, things like that. I try to avoid all of that. If you want to have a snack, you can eat Brazilian nuts or some kind of various different nuts, and dairy. I don't know if you're lactose intolerant. or it depends on your body. I can take a little bit of dairy, but I don't know, it gives me, it bloats my stomach, and I don't know, sometimes I try it a little bit, but not really. Like, I don't really eat that much dairy unless it's whey protein. So that's my nutrition. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else I would want to add. Oh, and then I drink my multivitamins every day, just to make sure I have enough vitamins. And let me think. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and I drink a lot of water. I try to drink maybe about at least 1 gallon of water every day, or like 4 liters, about that. So for me to drink that much water, I put, in the morning, especially in the office, I put some lemon, squeeze the lemon pieces in the into the water, so that way it's like almost like a lemonade without sugar, so it tastes better, and then I can drink more of it, you know, like it's like juice, natural organic juice with lemon and water pretty much, you know. So I do that every morning. It helps me. I think I someone told me that it helps with the quality of the water. It clears it a little bit. So yeah, that's this is it for now. I'll update you on the next video. See you next time.